the sort you better leave behind. The faceless metal man, you better hide. Didn't do me much good, but you might as well try. He's got no eyes, he's got no soul, the faceless metal man. Coming, the faceless metal man. Burning with that sort of anger, the sort you better leave behind. The faceless metal man, you better hide. Didn't do me much good, but you might as well try. He's got no eyes, he's got no soul, the faceless metal man. Coming, the faceless metal man.
Oh, well, unfortunately for everyone, you could hear myself twice because I was watching my own Twitch, because I love that intro, and it has been some time since we have returned to the world of Mensolum. Hello, everybody, those who are watching, especially those who aren't, the vast majority of the human population. We are TattletalesRPG, where the table may indeed be virtual, but you are welcome at it. And today is a very exciting, nerve-wracking, and brick-shitting day for me. Probably not so bad for everyone else, but my threat level is at a 6 right now. This is the premiere game, the premiere debut of the Memories of Mensolum RPG system. This is a system that I've written myself from the ground up. Hopefully I'm coming through on chat. But this is an RPG system.
You are quite jittery voice-wise. I don't know if it's just me.
It would be voice mod. Oh, God, why? Listening to myself, I should be okay? Anyone else?
A bit better.
Okay, let's just assume it's voice mod being a bitch then. Where was I? I forgot what I was saying. Yes, we are...
to Tangent Tales RPG.
Tangent, yeah, quite. This is the Memories of Mensolum RPG system, and this is our official first playtest. And in that spirit, this is a shorter campaign than the usual long form that I run, but it will still probably take a few years of our lives to get through. This is the Flight of the Geldington. Now, unlike your regular D&D experience, Tattletales offers, or more accurately, the Memories of Mensolum experience is one of horror. So I'm putting this out here now. There are no consent checklists in this D&D call, and no one asked for one. We don't hold back with horror, as you well know. Obviously some things are distasteful, but we don't half-ass it. So don't watch, viewer discretion is advised, blah blah, the usual. Now, it has been some time since we returned to Mensolum. And so allow me to reintroduce you to the world within the Shroud. The year is 3140 XE after Exodus. And this is the world of Mensolum, in Yoka Orbis, Nubis Terra, Aether Fernitor, to go by its various names. This is the world that resides upon the back, or the side of the face, of Omdala itself, creation itself. Here in Mensolum, humanity is always on the back foot. Yes, we have built grand cities and we have made... we have built grand cities and we have fostered a strength, and humanity has spread across of the face of the world. However, Anzen Sai runes surround every city, keeping the monsters at bay. The oceans are the ultimate no-go zone. Nobody ever touches the waves of Mensolum, because what lies within, in the depths of the fathoms below, one's mind breaks before you can even begin to comprehend. Now, I want you to cast your minds back to our previous campaigns, where we have dealt with the menstruation crustacean, where we have dealt with monsters and heroes and villains, Marcus Phoenician and his revolution, world-changing and aggrandizing events. But that is not what the Memories of Mensolum RPG is about. This is about horror. This is about the dark things in the world. The creatures in the corner of your eye, the monster under the bed, the breathing you hear when you're alone in a room, and the lights have gotten just a little bit too dark. Now, we'll be introducing everybody in time, but like I say, this is our premiere version of the system. This is a playtest. Please do expect things not to be finalized. I have done my best to make everything as good as possible. However, this is not a system where you can expect to tank hits and keep on going. This is the art of falling upwards. So, also Clean, if you'd like to do the usual advertisements, that'd be amazing. I'm going to slap one into Solid 10 D&D, because they're a good bunch. First ever game.
So when you say it's going to take a few years of our life, do you mean it will take us that long to do this, or it will drain that much essence from us?
Yes.
Are you trying to tell me that the DM has a phylactery or something?
Yes. Yes. No, what I'm saying is that I planned this as a much shorter campaign. However, as with all things in Mensolum, it could branch very easily. It comes down to how much you guys are looking into it. Have I built some protections for the lads rolling garbage into your system? No, if you roll like shit, you roll like shit. That is what the system is all about. I think Frank just left the call, didn't he?
No, it was clean.
Oh, it was clean. Cool, didn't need him anyway. That's weird. Where did Clint go? There he is.
There he is.
He's back. We're so back.
I am back.
Now,
Bloody called Volkswagen.
the year is 3140. 3,140 years since the great child goddess and queen of the firstborn people of the Astral Savages, what were known back then as the citizens of Cardinog, the Cardinians, led her people in the great exodus north, through what would eventually become Bastion, through the forests of the Weeping Woods, across the great continent of Medusa, where she would found the first of the great capitals, Greymill, Colne, Kingstown, Amorlux, Vespos, and High Peak. From the great capitals, the world would expand. Across the glittering sea, Linda Asolas and her family would take her armada of faithful acolytes and zealots, people who believed in the purity of humanity over the divinity of the gods, and soaring high above those waves that are so enticing to dive into. The Asolian Empire settled Lindaria, New Solus, Fowland, Romantis. And then they would move north to where the Dreamer's legacy is currently taking place. Greater Asolus, Somnicoast, Nixos, and Galland. They would cross the Isthmus of Kyra. They would be beset on all sides as Skarsky, the great Kaijia Shen, from the times of the War of Sunderance, would push the citizens of Kingstown out of his ancestral lands in the Al-Ghirak Sea, and he would settle the nations that would become known as Kalak Gahal, Tarmok Nahujak, Arlan Shakir, and Arn Shakir, which in the language of Kaijos, which yes, I did write an entire language, some of us speak bits of it, have their translations to Farakai, the ones who speak for themselves, Saragal Imperigni, the desolate sovereignty and the empire of flame, Tamulak, the land of the golden north, Terra Aurum, and Kaijuta Jaiken, the land of heathens. To the south, the world would never be the same. After the beginning of what has become known as the War of Martyrs, the first great war that Mensolum has seen. We have seen cataclysmic wars. We have seen conflict that has burnt and broken the world on its axis. From the sundering of Galland into the island states, Gehen into the island states of Garth and All Tribe. The War of Martyrs was begun by a single lightning bolt fired from the maw of a skyship the size of a city, the Iram Mundi, the wrath of the old world. A statement to this world to never forget from whence they came. A statement that the capitals were, are, and shall ever be the forefathers and founding fathers of Mensolum's law and order. With that single lightning bolt, the great nation of Dawngaze was broken and sundered in two. The archipelago, the Sacrilege Archipelago as it is known, shattered and tore the nation apart, breaking into Dawnrise and Dawnfall. And in the breaking of this nation, its lesser siblings, the Crown Colonies, Nikolstravia, Vulovold, and the Desertons of the Aradak Desert, all began to play heed and pry on the corpse of what was once one of the most powerful nations in Mensolum. From that prying and from that carcass tearing, the War of Martyrs would begin. To the east of Mensolum, in the year 1805, the great Lord Fuller, at the head of his grand flight, would sail across the screaming waves, across the far-flung ocean, and even across the Eye of Omdala itself, where crimson tempests tears the oceans, and tornadoes and hurricanes of salt water blister the eyes, and to merely look upon this place is to give up one's insanity and one's right to exist. Lord Fuller survived this trip. He rose across the island nation of Novdomal, where he would found the Reevedoms in the name of Lord Greymill. And from that would come the Foundlings, Crayland, New Millland, Ordainland, Orderland. To the northeast, across the tranquil waves, the Exodites and Despot, the mutants and savages, the feral and the disbelieved and misbegotten, would form the nation of Bafora. Here, the rise of the Homo sanguis subspecies would become drug-addled, confused, desperate for their next hit, of what is known as the hemonecroia drug. What we call in the real world type O blood. But upon rivers of blood, one can only feast so long. From Bafor's addiction to the empowering elements of hemonecroia, the Homo sanguis begin to form totalitarian regimes where the flow of hemonecroia was controlled, giving birth to the Nostaran Empire. Across all of the Browlands above this, there would be a great rush, a desperate attempt to settle the lands before they were claimed by anywhere else. The so-called petty wars broke out, where the multitude of nations of the Browlands constantly fight, from the extreme matriarchal totalitarian regime of Reich to the quiet, ghostly penance of Voros, Idland to the divine worshipping Deus Nidus and their militant cousins in Halberdonia, to those who have embraced nature in ways that one probably shouldn't in Predaland and have become one with the mushroom, to Tenephis, where demons stalk the lands, and Wilholm, where if you listen quietly, the rain whispers music, and the trees sing softly, before passing on into Daymada, Stoneland, Apostlin, Harrowland, Ruland, and even north and more of this, to the Hornbase Mountains of Yahal Tamak and the eastern icefields. This is to say that from the West Siren Sea all the way to the Brillic Ocean, Mensolum has no shortage of grand self-aggrandizement. But nowhere is this sense of pride, patriotism, stronger than in Medissa, the home of the great capitals. And we fade now into dense fog and smoke. Our camera pans through a beautiful countryside. Long grasslands and forests of Greater Kiddleston and the Celebris Woods, where you can find all manners of strange animals beginning their morning routine. Here, at the beginning of this year, as we are celebrating the beginning of the sprint of 3140, the three sons of Ranmar, the god of fire, have taken to the sky in their eternal quest to find, locate, and subdue their mother, the moon. Earus the blue has risen highest. Suryan the golden maintains his ever-steady pace, while just glimpsing the horizon and casting crimson rays across the lands of the southeastern provinces of Greymill, Harvestfall, and Goldlud, we see Helii just peeking over the mountain tops. And as our camera follows across these mountainsides, we see herds of groff, these pig-like, about the size of horses, beasts of burden that are grazing in the fields. And as our camera pans up to see the dense black clouds, this image of beauty instantly dispelled, we see the eternal tempest, the acid rain. We see spires and cityscape of a city that is the size of a nation. We look upon one of the 7 most wonders of the world, Greymill. It was here that the Battle of Greymill was fought, where old Georgie cast down Naramael of the Astral Savages, where in the desolate ash and volcanic refuge only a small, burnt farmstead remained. And from such humble beginnings, a city with a population density greater than that of Tokyo now resides. Here in the city of Smog, as we cut through the desolate streets where murder is commonplace, but also a self-awareness, a pageantry upon ego, essentially, is Oh, let's just allow that to play. We come to, at last, Old Milton. Now, Old Milton is one of the most popular tourist spots in all of Medusa. The silverleaf groves of Amorlux may be home to the finest silks that one can buy, and Colne, of course, may be home to the treasures of the oceans that all are forbidden to delve within. But here in Old Milton there is history. There is vibrance. It was here that battles were fought that shaped the planet, the world as we know it. It also provides the best view of such wonders as the hydrocharge and is home to one William Scribblesworth, who we find sitting in a small coffee shop in the outskirts of Old Milton, where the air is slightly clearer in the city of smog. Now, William Scribblesworth is an interesting gentleman. An injured leg stops him from being able to do most of the work he would like to. He is perpetually exhausted and burnt out.
You fucking self-insert little shit.
William Scribblesworth, to those who know Mensolum, is the man who is dutified by divine oration to record all of Mensolum's history. Yes, he is a self-insert, but he is also a character. He is a joke on myself.
I hear that he was once ordained by the Oratrice Mécanique de
And Scribblesworth is sat at this old cafe, scratching out a small pamphlet. You know, he works for the Greymillian Gazette, a world-renowned satirical newspaper. But even as he starts to scratch out his first thoughts upon this topic, he looks up as a skyship goes overhead. The oceans are forbidden. The skies are to claim. But this is a skyship unlike any other. This is not the sleek merchant vessels of the tradesmen guilds. This is not a war frigate of Bastion or one of the intercity military divisions. This, as you can see on your screen, my friends, is luxury. This is lavish. There is a beautiful glass dome at its fore for an observatory. There are flags flying from its parapets with royal insignias. The insignia of Bastion, the golden tree on a black background. That is the new flag of Bastion since it aligned itself to Deus Nidus at the beginning of the War of Martyrs, is flying alongside the old flag of Bastion, the circular symbology of the Centermen. But to the back, there's bunting and flags, and you can hear horns blaring in tribute. And you see William Scribblesworth rubs his eyes, and you can see he has just written one word on his piece of paper. Geldington. And Scribblesworth looks up straight into the camera. Oh. Here we are again. How's this all going to go horribly wrong? And he stands, takes his walking stick, and begins to limp towards the skyports and the spire docks of Old Milton. Because where William Scribblesworth goes, there is always a story to be told. And as we cut away from that introduction, which was probably a bit too long-winded, my apologies, we come to trumpets and horns and blaring music, fanfares and bunting. Turn that music up. It is a festival. The streets are agog with people. Handkerchiefs are flaying in the wind. As we see... Let's activate this. As we see... The people of Greymill have come out to party. And here, in the Spire Docks, in the top of Old Milton, you'll see that our map is quite dark. That is because Greymill is perpetually in darkness due to the smog that emerges from its billions and hundreds of thousands of chimneys. And as we fade in, we push through the crowd. We slip as our camera ducks and weaves, and a burlesque sort of looking gentleman in black latex underneath a heavy grey coat goes, "Oh, really hell," and sort of pushes the camera as it staggers to the side. Streamer Steve is desperately trying to keep up with something. And that something is slipping through the crowd, piece by piece. You see a pair of... okay, understood. You see a pair of people pushing through the crowd as well. A large, rotund gentleman wearing a top hat, a waistcoat, that clearly is his formal attire. This gentleman bullies his way through the crowd. Where have you been, boy? 14 down knees upon you. Yes. And as he bellows across the crowd, young Perseus has slipped into a pocket of people. And we see an elderly woman speaking with a young man. Hugo Demond, I don't care if your daughter is a viscount. She's still a prissy. And I don't believe... And as you sort of slip in, Perseus, Kaleem, would you please describe your character for us?
He's about...
Also, you've been given ownership.
Oh, thank you. He's about 12 years old. He's very scrawny.
Mm-hmm.
He has a few fresh bruises that he's like trying to cover up.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like peeking over, just watching what's happening.
So as you sort of tuck into this small... That's very strange. Why does image hover not work on the screen? How irritating. As you tuck into this small sort of outlet of people, you see the elderly woman turns and looks at you and goes, "Oh, it's an urchin. What do you want? Ugh. What are you doing here? Don't you know this is for officials only?"
May you spare some change?
Oh God, it's begging. Oh, hang on, we're in a Greymill. Oh God, it's begging, honey. Somebody throw it a coin or two. And a young woman walks over to you, Kaleem. Sort of dark hair, wearing the classic sort of fashion of the day. Sort of a corset over a white shirt with a long dress. Has sort of a Romani gypsy look to her, is the way I would describe her. And she sort of kneels down and goes, "Honey, you alright? Where are your folks?"
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you want us to try and find them?
He kind of like looks away, like I don't know who they are.
You... Okay, then we're going to have our first roll of the campaign, Kaleem. Could you please make me a empathy check?
Oh, actions.
To lie.
Where's my trying to find the empathy check here?
So go on your character sheet. At the very top, it's next to initiative.
Oh.
At the far right.
There's a P on?
Actually, yes, this would be an appeal. This would be an appeal. But it is all up there, Kaleem. I'm looking at your character sheet. It's all there.
Alright.
If you need to, make the character sheet bigger, because it is quite a long list of things. You can just drag and make it bigger. There we go, got it working.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Yep,
Oh, common display stops it working. How annoying. Okay, we'll just go about.
Oh, how on?
I'm just going to roll just empathy straight, or do I add any bonuses to the...
No, so in this instance, please just click it and it will automate everything for you. So to explain how it works, you click it. You have, in empathy, a D2. That will be automatically applied.
So will it be ability check or saving throw?
Always click ability check. Say because we're based off D&D here for the sake of Foundry. You see there, it's rolled 2d10 and added your d2 of a 1 for a result of a 4. This woman looks down and she goes, Arnett, you're terrible at lying. Where are your mom and pa?
I show her little, like, the fresh bruises on my arm.
Okay, I'm going to roll an empathy check for her. 5. She goes, alright. And she goes, well, we should probably try and find them. Make sure you're safe, yeah? Feudsman! And she calls to this chap here, who is a feudsman. A feudsman is the term in Mensolum for a soldier, an infantryman.
He is going to just run and hide.
Okay, make me an agility check for me, please. Opposed. DC to beat is a 19. She rolled a 10 and a 9.
I'm not gonna success.
You know, never say never. 7. Okay,
7.
so on a 7, you go to run, and she catches you by the arm. Are you a criminal? Are you... guard! And that's when a big hand lumps onto her shoulder. And you see a very strange sight here in Mensolum. A heavy-looking... No, she is holding on to you. Come back here, you. Get your arms back here, boy!
Yeah, I find it. I went too far.
There you are. Please move yourself back.
So you're trying to hide under another guard.
He can do that, to be fair. You see a heavily reptilian-looking man with a cutlass at his side. And he goes, Madam, let us not upset the boy. And he kneels down. What is your name, son?
Purse?
Not a good name for a man. Accused of being a thief. Kaleem, you would know that this is a Kaijia kin, one of the blood descendants of the Kaijia Zhen species, right? For that exact reason, and the fact you are a child, please increase your fear by 1. Yeah, I'm fucking loose with the fear, boys. You will also find we have a thing called the fret mechanic. Yeah?
How will I increase my fear?
On your character sheet, it is a resource. Just increase it by 1.
So it's in my inventory.
Yep, it is. And it's also, if you hover over your token, it's the blue bar above your name. So you can always see how much fear people have.
Got it.
Now, hopefully, if I now go here, select the fret level, go boss bar, and save it. Yes, everyone can see it, yeah? The bar that's just appeared at the top of the screen. This is the fret level. There is always a fret level. You are never safe. Now, depending on the situation, depending on the scene, the fret level will increase or decrease. This will affect things like monster abilities. The higher the fret level, the more powerful they are. But it will also affect things like courage checks and fear checks, okay? So, Kaleem has increased his fear by 1, and because the guards have been alerted, the fret level has also increased by 1. Oh, we've got a welcome to Tattletales. It's probably a bot. Yes, it is. So, this gentleman takes you by the arm, Kaleem, and just goes, I'll deal with him, lady. And she goes, it's okay, I didn't want to hurt the kid, I just want him to be safe. You are safe, yes?
Do I recognize Mr. Sludge?
Roll me an intelligence check.
I get double 7s.
Okay, so 14. On a 14, yeah, you would know Sludge. He's one of the more well-known pilots. He is it kind of like knowing like your local ship's captain. He's quite well known amongst those sort of communities as a strong sort of team leader, as it were. If that makes sense.
Does he work for my parents or no?
Not to your parents, no. To your knowledge, he's kind of like a freebooter, perhaps. Kind of a pilot for hire.
Can I?
What would you like to do? No.
Use my I'm allowed to use, can I do an insight? What would be the definition of insight? Can I? Like,
Insight would be either an empathy or a wisdom. That is your choice.
I'm gonna go with a wisdom.
Okay, go for it. What are you looking for?
I am looking for, is he worthy of being trusted? Like, you know, can I trust him to, like,
Okay.
not for him not to give me away to someone?
On an 18, he seems like he is a man of good repute. Sludge has always been someone who has a very good reputation amongst the piloting guilds. He's known for working with the merchant fleet. You can trust him. He's obviously not a lawbreaker. He's an official, but he's not gonna, screw you over.
He'll give the little lady like a gesture for a hug and thank her, and go with Mr. Sludge.
Okay. She gives you like a look of a frown and... Perseus, was it? Perse. He sort of frowns. See you around, Perse. And she begins to walk off a little confused. Sludge takes you by the shoulder clean and goes, "Alright, come on," and drags you away. As that is sort of happening, we look around across this open scene. There's people beginning to mill around. And we go across now to a stand where over here there are a number of people drinking outside of the Silver-Tongued Fox, a local establishment that specialises in watered-down beverages. And, for some reason, Sean, your character hasn't updated. There we go. And we come now to Sean, and he is drinking similarly with another of the Kaiserkin species. The two of you have got a couple of drinks and are sort of observing the scene around you as these people are beginning to mill around in this square. This parade is beginning, and there's this building anticipation of something about to go down. Would you both, Sean and Liam, please introduce your characters?
Sure.
Liam can go first.
Right. You will see a 6'3", nasty ass, toothy shark lizard lookalike. He looks a confusion between egging for a fight and unsure whether he would actually just be stoned in the middle of a street simply for existing. And wandering through, you see him wandering through the streets. You see him keeping to the edges of the square, and he's avoided by most people. And looking through the various market stalls, Glug would be looking for the nearest travelwear shop. Because he is fresh off the boat. He doesn't have much to his name, but he's got his entire life savings. He has taken everything that he owns from Bastion, which it ain't much, obviously, because he looks like he just rolled out of...
Yeah, absolutely. You have very little on you. You have your travel pack, your arms, and you can see that people are beginning to set up stalls. I'll say that you're able to find a long, sort of handlebar moustache gentleman. Looks like he's come straight out of Carry On film. And he's starting to stoke a fire with a poker. And behind him is sort of an array of bric-brac. He looks to be the only person, like, fully set up if you want to try and approach. Depends on what you're trying to get, really.
It would have been travel armor, because I would have looked at him and gone, excuse me, sir. I wonder if you can help.
Oh, well, you see he does the thing that so many people do when they first meet you. He looks over your skin, looking for any obvious slave brands to see who your owner is. Not seeing any obviously upon you, as Bastion don't tend to brand their Dragonborn. Oh my god, why is this being such a dick? As Bastion tend not to brand their Dragonborn, he goes...
I see him obviously looking for us.
Yeah, 100%. It's not subtle. It's kind of like just what people do. It's a dick move.
I am a member of the Bastion military. You will not find any brands on me.
He sort of... Right you are. Yes, what can I do for you?
In my haste to leave my home, I unfortunately left behind my military fatigues. Do you have anything that could be used as a standby for now?
I can provide you with some basic gear and equipment, yeah. Are you... Okay, we have mantles, we have... soft... I'm not an armourer, you understand. Certainly not Bastion grade.
Not at all, my good sir. It is simply meant to handle the softer blows. I will handle the larger.
I see, right you are, sir. Right, so what he will offer you in terms of what he has, roll me just a little d6 for me.
There it is. Why is that changed?
What's that?
How do I roll a d6? The packages apparently are not installed.
Just type /1d6. Or /roll 1d6.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Roll 1d6.
Worked for me. It's odd. No worries, it's fine. We win this. On a d6 he goes, I've got a greatcoat or maybe an old discarded military uniform. Hang on a minute, where's that periwimple-ass boy? Oi! Christopher! You layabout! Get your ass over here! And you see stumbling into view, Wobby, if you would please introduce your character.
Well, I mean, I think the most accurate description of Christopher would be the fact that, you know, it looks like someone who actually escaped an insane asylum. I don't think I need to give more than that.
And the token does credit as well. He goes, right, Christopher, take off your coat.
Right on, Mr. Bossman.
This is a recently acquired heavy greatcoat. You're more than welcome to it. That'll be, and the way bartering works in this system. Liam, what is your wealth score?
My wealth? God damn. We've got 6 wealth.
6 wealth. You may, so the value of a greatcoat is 1d6. So you roll a d6, and if you roll equal to or under your wealth, you get the item, and you temporarily reduce your wealth by 1 until your next full rest, essentially. So in this case, you're able to just buy it. So reduce your wealth down to 5. Then make a note that it's actually meant to be 6. And I will add a greatcoat to your inventory, as he sort of drags the coat off of Wobby and hands it to you, and he goes, Christopher, I've taught you everything I know about being a salesman. You, what was your name, sir?
Blood glog. Clog log.
Bless you. My boy here, needs to learn about the world. Are you a traveling type?
I would just like lean down because I imagine that I'm a little bit taller than the
Oh,
boy.
definitely, yeah. You're taller than everyone here.
Just going like, learn of the world? What do you mean?
He's not been born long. This is... How old's your character, Bobby?
Oh, I have no fucking clue. Let me roll this 20.
Let's make him 18. Or something like that. He has not known the embrace of a woman, and he has not lived many... Sorry, Bobby. Many sprints.
I'm never describing my character, not me.
Well, doubt Hayes, Bobby. I want him to travel. At least go enjoy yourself. The parade's about to start any minute now. You, sir, in the fine red livery, and he sort of gestures at Sean. Is there anything I can get for you, sir, before the parade begins? The great market?
I'm a very average-looking guy, but I'm just looking around very confused. This is probably not the most disorderly thing I have ever encountered, but it's like a very alien disorderly to me. I'm just like, can I go back to the trenches now, sort of fucking look on my head? Because it's like, everything is so alien to me.
Yeah, absolutely. This is... there's buildings here that aren't built for defense. It's weird.
I would literally
building
clock
here
that look. I would literally clock that look and go, yes.
Mood, brethren.
Yeah, it's like, I'm fairly young. Bastion military kind of lad. But like...
7th or 8th trench, probably.
Yeah, 7th trench, I think we were talking about before. And like, I'm fresh out of the trench. I have no clue what any of this shit is. I've seen buildings, but like, I haven't seen this much color that wasn't red.
In the great city of Bastion, everything is built for warfare and defense. There isn't a single building from a bakery to a chapel that doesn't have at least basic bastilic emplacements, geomancy chambers for powering, at the very least electrified barbed wire. So the fact that this place has like an open courtyard, and you see an open courtyard, it's nice. What's weird is that it isn't designed to be a kill box like every courtyard in Bastion.
It's like, how do you defend this place if it gets invaded? Like, what the fuck is
However,
wrong with these idiots?
it is the great pride of all the capitals of Mensolum that no war has ever been waged but won against them, except for the one where Bastion kicked everyone's ass. So, as you guys sort of begin to malinger, the chap who was running the store goes, "A lot of fucking pansies around today." And he slinks away into the back of his shop. What's that button do? Oh, it rotates. That's weird. You three are sort of left standing slightly as you begin to hear a funfair begins. There's... as trumpets begin to blare and... Yeah, is there anything you guys would like to say? Like, sort of like, you've just sort of been shoved together all of a sudden. And which is the way in Mensolum so often.
I turn to Sean's character and go, "You're right, I think I prefer the trenches. This is a little too happy." Who are you again?
When that trumpet sounded, I thought we were going to be told to charge over the fucking wall, you know?
I'd prefer that.
Yeah,
And-
it makes more sense. I'm Bastion, by the way.
Glog would hold out his hand. It's not really a common thing for someone of his ilk to have the respect of shaking someone's hand, but He'd chance it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you are both from Bastion, so the common greeting would be to hit your heart. The palm to the chest, the warrior's salute.
Yeah, I just do the warrior salute to him, and I'm just like, this. Oh God, can we go back to the war now?
Why do I get the feeling that we are going to get that wish at some point soon? But it is an honor to meet you nonetheless.
Wobby, for you, this is a rather uncomfortable experience. You are Greymill born and raised, right? Oh no, you're not. Apologies. You're here on a work visa. Even worse. And your employer has just left. And left you with 2 people from Bastion. The nation that is known for when they get violent, they don't stop. When Bastion marches to war, nations just surrender on the instant, right?
Okay.
So, how are you feeling in this moment, shall we say?
Well, the personality I quickly boiled up for him in these past 5 minutes, intrigued.
Intrigued. That's perfectly natural. This is a big deal for someone who is not from Medissa. To visit the great capitals is often a holy pilgrimage. And so this is, quite a big deal for you. As you guys are sort of quickly having this conversation, you wouldn't recognise her, but the lady who Kaleem briefly conversed with comes over. Did I hear you're from Bastion? The capital of Wrath? Apologies, I was eavesdropping.
To you.
Oh, I just wanted to say hello. I have Bastion blood on my mother's side.
Apologies for the rudeness, in which case.
Not at all, I understand. It is a pleasure. I visited when I was a young girl. Obviously not 13th Trench, 4th Trench my grandma was serving in at the time.
Well, those of Bastion blood at least have some balls to them.
I'm Isolde. Who are you, fine folks?
I am Glock.
Glock and Bastion from Bastion. And your young boy? And she gestures down towards Christopher. Oh my god.
Christopher's aggressively going to take her hand and, fucking aggressively shake her down. My name is Christopher with 1 K and 1 T, and I do not have time for beggars, but I only have $2 to my pocket.
She goes, you only have 2 cogs to your pocket?
Indeed, and I do not have time for begging.
Are you asking for money?
Did I stutter?
I have no idea what you did.
Neither did I.
Are you a suitor?
Child.
I am not a suitor, nor am I a beggar.
What are you?
I'm Christopher.
She just takes back for a second, smiles and goes, yes, you are. Good for you, Christopher. She looks over towards Sean and goes, is he yours? Crib-born, I assume.
I don't know this child, and I'm probably not interested in getting to know him anytime within the next 100 years.
Oh.
What the fuck is he?
You look at this kid.
Bastian, he is now part of whatever this is that we are. I don't know, and he would look at the woman. Sorry, what was her name?
Isolde, Lady Isolde Mirianne. You don't know what's going on. Are you just here by happenstance?
I don't know. Are we a mated pair by this city's standards at this point?
What? You want to mate?
Like, we've been given this child. I don't know whether it is a gift or...
You can't really give children. That's not how that works. What? I mean, you can adopt.
You've clearly never been to Bastion. I do not know why we have this child.
Right.
I got a coat and I got a child out of it.
Well, congratulations on your new coat, child.
But yes, he seems remarkably odd. I'm here for it.
Right. But you don't know why you're here?
No.
Oh my goodness, I get to be the first. Okay, so, this is genuinely really exciting. You see that? And she points across the dockyards to where there's like a huge, like the prow of a ship. Like the spire docks are these huge towers, right? With chains that dock the sky ships to them, and then long sort of buttresses that go out for docking. And you see the ship that Scribblesworth saw previously, this massive, ornate, luxury ship. And she goes, that is the Geldington. Do you know about the Geldingtons? Do you know who they are?
No.
So they're a philanthropic family from Greymill. They've got some weird ones. There's one that went into politics. No one likes him. But for the most part, they're sort of these bringers of goodwill. That is what everyone's trying to get on. I'm already on it. I got my ticket. And she sort of opens up her blouse slightly, and you can see, like, tucked inside her pocket, she's got a scrap of paper that has, like, a stamp on it. Got my ticket, you see? Some of us are here to board.
Or that flimsy thing.
What? Well, it's not a war vessel. It's for party. It's designed for how to describe this? You're commoners. I don't mean that rudely, by the way. It's designed for freedom of expression. Artists. It's Greymill's attempt to be like Amor Lux, you know? On the Geldington, there's spas, brothels. There'll be blood pits, for if that's your sort of thing. I assume that's the sort of thing you guys would be after. Banquets, masquerades, you know, it's all that sort of stuff. It's so exciting, and we're going on it, and this parade is the farewell parade.
I only understood 3 of the words you said to us.
Was one of them blood pit?
That's 2 words.
Right. 2 of the 3?
The other was brothel.
Ah. Oh, well, maybe I'll see you there. And she smiles, because anything goes on the Geldington, or that's what they say. Tickets are running 10,000 cogs a slip. It's the most exclusive cruise, short of Madame Mercy's herself.
Reverse one moment, if you please.
Of course. Yes, of course. Isolde, please, call me Isolde.
Isolde, you mentioned blood pits, as in...
Yes.
The Bastion fighting cages.
Well, I doubt it's anything compared to what you guys get up to in Bastion. I'm just going to drop the threat level down. What you guys get up to in Bastion, but, yeah, it's a, you know, it's a boxing ring for gentlemanly warfare, you know, boxing and martial arts, and I'm sure there'll be dueling. This is a place where, you know, libations are free, and it's rumoured, and she sort of leans in really conspiratorially. It's rumoured that Lord Geldington has hired over 50 to 100 Amorluxian prostitutes and guild members, guilds being the Amorluxian worship. They're not like common prostitutes, they're like religious prostitutes. They're worshippers of Aphrodite, essentially, Mirai, the goddess of lust and love and sex and excess. Over 50 to 100 guild members who are going to be pretending to be nobles, and then, so no one knows who's a real noble and who's not. So you can't be held accountable for what happens. Isn't it fun?
I'm intrigued about these fighting pits, but warfare should never be gentlemanly.
Even Bastion fights a little gentlemanly. I would stress that in Bastion, the commoners fight with gun and sword, gentlemen fight with tank. In Bastion, it is often like each royal noble family or jarl's blood will have like an heirloom tank, essentially, to their name. Think the movie Fury, you know?
Yeah. So when she kind of says gentlemanly warfare, I'm thinking like, how do you get the tanks on?
Yeah, you're thinking like, we fight with cannon, you know?
Hand, start the panzer.
She goes,
I'd lean into sorry, Sean.
Yes.
I'd lean into Bastion and go, clearly this vessel is a little more than a flimsy piece of fabric if they can get a tank on there.
She goes, oh yes, the Geldington is huge. 14 decks, no small amount of gunnery. And again, as you see the heavy Kaiserkin Master Pack, same species as you, Liam, brings over a small boy. And he goes, I'm looking for someone responsible. A mature adult.
Keep looking.
Damn! Kareem, in this moment, please make me an empathy check.
You want me to make an empathy check?
By all means, please.
Okay. I got
14. As Mr. Sludge sort of pushes you forwards, you get a spiking pain in the back of your head, just behind your ear. And you hear, just for a split second, these people seem nice. I hope they do well in life. And Bobby, Liam, and Sean, please tell me the immediate current surface thoughts of your characters.
Jumbo.
Oh shit.
Going onto that ship and testing my metal on the fighting pits.
You can see already squaring up to Mr. Sludge.
I'm just like, you hear kind of a lot of confused, like, what the hell is going on? Like fish out of water.
As this wave of thoughts come to you, Kaleem, one thing is clear. You can trust these people. They will help you. They will keep you safe.
He tugs on Mr. Sludge.
Aye, boy.
Look, you're kind.
That's racist, but yes. Greetings, brother.
Hi.
They call me Mr. Sludge. And I have the wrong stats. I'm going to fix this. Oh no, he's got the right stats.
Blood log. Clog log.
Pleasure.
Service.
And he does, it's hard to do. It's that, basically. It's the thumb underneath with the fore and little finger raised like bull horns. It is the symbol of the faith of Kaijism, those who worship Kaijia Shen. Something you would be heavily against, Liam. As a person from Bastion, you despise all forms of faith and worship. The gods are dead and let them rot. You've killed several. But also this means that he is not from Bastion. He is a Dragonborn from the Articanian Isles. But he is being respectful in giving you the sign of the faith.
I would recognize this, but just almost grimace as it just a veiled attempt at just avoiding revealing I'm grimacing, but I can't help it.
Make an appeal check for me. I'll make an insight. I made wooden dice. I thought it was thematic. So we've got a 12 to beat.
apologies. I'm learning this character sheet.
It's completely fine. Everything you need for checks is at the top of the sheet. Dueling, might, agility, endurance, intelligence, wisdom, appeal, sanity, courage, senses, spark, and empathy and initiative. It's all at the top.
Check.
Yep, always check. Never use saving throw. Okay. You sort of have trouble keeping your emotions from your face. And he goes, I see I've offended you. My apologies, brother. I simply assumed when I should not have done. May I be of burden to you all?
I'm curious about your companion, but yes, by all means. We also have a child, and I poke at Christopher.
Ah, this is where we are collecting them. Good. And he shoves Kaleem in front of him. Sit. Sit down, boy.
Your species does just.
Yeah, so in Kaijia kin species, a single Kaijia Shen, being an asexual monster, will produce a clutch of anywhere between 5 to 20 eggs. Those eggs will then hatch, fight, break. It is very common to, until they hit their invigoration, which is essentially their puberty, they are not respected. They are treated as second, like, it's not a, this isn't a big deal to these people. It's also not a big deal in Bastion. Bastion's like Cadia. If you can't strip and field maintain your gun by the age of 10, you are worthless.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll just
Yeah, definitely treat Bastion like even more extreme Cadia, is the best way I could help you with that analogy.
I'm gonna tug
Really,
on
Josh?
Christopher's coat. Excuse me, mister.
I'm sorry, whose coat?
Yours.
Christopher no longer wearing a coat. The token is a lie.
Why? What an itty-bitty small boy. Why? Your head is shaped just like a football. I could just easily kick you across this damn market.
God, it's going to be fun when the horror kicks in.
Okay.
By Jove, you're right. Who wants jambalaya?
Me?
This one gets it.
Good. You're making friends already. I must go and prepare. Lindy Marianne. And he bows to the lady next to you and she goes, Mr. Sludge. And he stalks away. Alright, any more for any more?
Be nice, lady.
I am nice, honey. I was just caring about you, but you're in the right place now. That's what matters. That's what matters. Alright. So, is there anything else anyone would like to do before we keep the plot relatively moving? We have one this year.
I think, yeah, we can move on.
Okay.
Move on.
As you sort of stood there, the crowd begins to gather. You see a similar gentleman from before. Red bandana around his neck moves over to you and goes, "Oh, bunch of fucking pansies here, ain't there? Fucking nobles, a lot of them."
A lot of mouth, but who are you?
Oh, no one of consequence. Just someone who doesn't...
Precisely.
He sort of gives you a look and goes, "Ah, brother, I ain't the enemy here." And he starts to leave.
He's not being suspicious as fuck at all.
No.
As he begins to slip away, and you consider perhaps going and contacting a feudsman, there's a... And you see...
Oh, no, the lynching train is here.
Almost quite. You see a parade of people coming down the street. Banners are blaring. You do see one person is holding, like they have a back-mounted harness, and on it is a gallows where there is a body swinging by a noose. There's banners, there's trumpets, guns are fired in the air in celebration, and a flag is planted with the Geldington family crest. You see the person with the lynched man on the back takes the gallows down and lays it down, the body slumping on the ground. And standing on it, using it as a pedestal, comes this incredibly rotund man. Big bushy beard, very red, alcohol-driven face.
I thought you said for a second, big booty bitch.
You're about to see his artwork, I'm not denying.
No, they was coming in on Wednesday. Today's Tuesday.
And he begins to open and clear his throat, and you can see that Mr. Sludge steps up next to him. Is he on my list of NPCs? No. Excellent. Just the artwork for now, then. And I will just tone the... Here he is. Turn the music down slightly. What a guy. And he sort of... Alright, is this thing on? And he hits the side of a scribbler machine that echoes all around you, and a few people have to cover their ears, and he goes... Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I, beloved guests, patrons, nobles, Lord Theodore Geldington II. And you hear whispers going around, and you guys would have all have heard of Theodore Geldington II, a world-renowned philanthropist, a man who cares deeply about the little man, who goes out of his way to bring peace to the masses and luxury to the undeserving. Quite a well-known figure.
What a figure it is.
What a figure it is.
That is the suit of 10 men.
He is huge. It is my humble honor to be the speaker here today. To send this, and he gestures behind him, mighty vessel on its maiden voyage. But first, some history. And you hear groans go out from the crowd, and probably the players as well. The Geldington was conceived the same night that I was. My father, as he made sweet love to my mother's sister's various service maids, considered himself a fortunate man. He lived a life with no rules, no restrictions. He wanted to share that thought, that premise with the world, and so he began building this ship. As the Geldington grew, so did I. I was but a wee lad of 14 when the first geomancy chambers were installed. I was 20 when its woodwork was graced by the slip citrine, making it as light as a feather. Now, my friends, today I honour my father, Lord Theodore Geldington I's legacy. For aboard the Geldington there is no rank, no stature, no title is forsworn. Services are provided and drinks flow freely. The cabaret is danced. I have paid no less than 50 Amoluxian guilders to join the ranks of you. False names shall be given. Truths shall be secreted away. For what happens on the Geldington, my friends, stays on the Geldington. You dig? This is my voice. There's sort of like a rabble that goes around, and he... Indeed, indeed. The ship shall depart Greymill upon the morrow, when the sun's around set. So in other words, you've got about 64 hours. We shall take to the skies, my friends, to Vespos, yes, Vespos, the great capital, our sister nation. We shall see the clan and bone towers of the Emerald Serpent, dine on synth meat, parlay with the locals. And what I'm trying to get across with this whole thing is, have you ever heard of like the old Victorian Edwardian like grand tours? Where it's like, oh, we're going to go to Africa, we might meet a black man. Like, the really racist, like, imperialist, colonial sort of attitude. Yeah! No, I quite like Clarkson, but yes.
So do I, but he's racist. Fuck off, you can't deny
Yeah,
it.
no, that's fair. But yes, this is the sort of thing of, like, this is the attitude that Geldington has, it's what the Geldingtons, it's what the ship is all about, right? It's you're going on a grand tour.
Hopefully we won't crash as often as they did.
You will. You will tread and be trodden upon in the fabled mutagen mire, the sludge. Speaking of sludge, allow me to simply raise a goblet and a hand to Captain Sludge, who will be your captain. And you see he raises a hand, and there's a very polite round of applause, though not one that would be as loud as it would have been for a human captain. And after that we shall set sail northeast, where we have prepared a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to look upon the Maelstrom Wall. Fear not, equipment will be provided to shield your eyes and minds from the influence of Omdala. But my friends, you will not emerge unscathed. You will be changed, empowered to have looked upon the skin of creation itself. And then, onto Malignus, onto the forests where terrible Gigans tread, monsters, abominants that resist even ancient roots. And he says that, the muttering gets louder and people go, heavens and blackguards, and he goes, indeed, indeed, my boy. You know, he's starting to whip into a bit of a frenzy in the crowd. And he goes, fear not, for I have paid for the services of the dreaded Gigan hunter, Garrick Vane himself, who will guide you through this dreadful safari. And then, my friends, to the foundlings, and there's boo, heathens, pantheon hunters, godless scum. Indeed, indeed, come, but we must visit them in the name of peace in these war-torn times. We will experience culture, faith, so dissimilar to our own. But remember, while they are heathen scum who have abandoned the light of the gods, they mustn't be judged. And there's a bit of laughter that goes around with that. And then we shall return to Gehen, across the sleeping city, and the city of Smog. Who thinks that sounds fun? And there's a lot of cheering from the crowd, and hopefully you guys as well.
Yeah.
Yay! Does that genuinely sound fun? God, I hope so. It's the premise of the campaign.
No, do it again.
Nice.
My character has no idea what any of this shit is like.
I mean, you'd have heard of all of these places. You go, and you'd have heard of Gigans, these horrible monsters from the realms of Malignus. They're also one of the playable classes. They're quite nice when you get to know them.
Yeah, I would have heard of a lot of these things, but the kind of very broad and
yes,
idiotic sounding plans of this. This sounds like a nightmare.
Absolutely. But at the same time, it is also an absolute once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In this world, travel is expensive and uncommon. Medusa alone is bigger than America. To travel to all these places, you will be changed when you return. Like, it's truly a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Hoping to find a new place to run away to.
Quite, yeah. Geldington adjusts his suit and goes, my apologies, I've been on the wire, but I'll pay for it. And there's like good-natured laughter. Now, my ladies, gentlemen, homos, gargons, as in, we don't say humans in Mensolum, we refer to the Latin phrase for homo, because homo covers homostratum, it's not homo in gay. Because homosexual is everyone in Mensolum. Because you can be a cribborn who falls in love with a stratum. That would technically mean you are, homo, it doesn't have the same terminology. We're all homos in Mensolum. Kaishan and Gernads. There are many in this crowd, this delegation, who already hold their tickets. Please, show me your tickets, my friends. And you see a few people, and you see Lady Isolde goes to reach to hers, and she goes, no one's to know if I'm a whore or not. And sort of keeps her ticket in her pocket as a bit of a, no, that's not what we're doing here. But a few people wave their tickets in the air. You see a huge, burly-looking motherfucker. The artwork I sent earlier, who goes, I'm Big Fud, and I've already got one! And a few people go, Fuddy! Fud, Fud, Fud! And he goes, from the fucking dockyards of Greymill, I'm gonna see the fucking world, lads. And he's literally covered in soot and ash, and you can see lightning burns from where he's worked in geomancy. He's clearly just a dude who's gotten lucky. Geldington... Go on, say again?
Fair enough.
Geldington goes, indeed, some of you have already come across our lucky tickets. For my friends, you may notice the great market and parade that we have established. This is no mere celebration. Every vendor here, and he gestures to all these market stalls where we will learn the mechanics of the game, holds a special ticket. A golden ticket. These tickets appear normal to the eye, but are imprinted in an invisible ink that allow one passage aboard my fine vessel. Our Venmore feudsmen are trained to see and read such tickets. What this means, my friends, is that you, the commoner, the downtrodden, there are now 12, he looks over at Fudd, 11 lucky souls who shall, for a time, ascend the boundaries of class and decadence and join us aboard the Geldington. And there's a moment of silence, and he goes, and the whole crowd goes fucking ballistic. Now go, my friends, make merry, spend your cogs, win a chance to board this vessel for the adventure of a lifetime! And there's a huge fanfare, and you see all of these market stalls pull on their light, gas lamps ignite, and the whole square begins to burn with bright light. And immediately people are holding up their banknotes, which are called cogs, going, me first, me first! And you see one guy goes, come along, shoot the Geigen, and you can win a prize. Yeah, come on, I've got a genuine spark shot over here. And we have a shit ton, if you guys would like. I mean, hopefully you will want to try and win a ticket, otherwise it's going to be a short campaign for you. But what do we all want to do?
What kind of activities is there?
All sorts. So as you sort of look around, you can see there's strength contests, there's a shooting range, you can hear the hiss crack of lightning being fired from a full shot. You can see that there's a dueling arena, like not quite a Bastion style one, but like no, there's clearly a professional duelist who's sparring people.
That one.
Sorry, hiccups. You can see that a pair of sort of caravan dwellers have set up between their two caravans a tightrope. And there you can see people trying to walk across it and are falling into sort of like water underneath. You can see that there is a vat of rapidly freezing ice water to test your endurance. There's puzzle boxes, there's guess the weight, there's one for each type of skill, basically.
Okay. Gluck would totally go for the dueling.
Okay, Gluck's going to move towards the dueling.
Gluck. That's pastime.
Glog is going to move towards the dueling. Who's going where then?
I think I'll try Spark.
Okay, Spark. For Bastion, going over towards the shooting range. Wobby?
What was the station? What was it? Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
No, I interrupted someone, so.
I don't know.
I don't know. Discord's a bitch. Okay, Kaleem then Wobby. Go for it.
Right.
I'm gonna tug him the Christopher's coat. Jambalaya?
What is it, small kickable one?
Jambalaya?
Probably on the giant flying rowboat. Go get a ticket. No.
Okay.
Which one are you going to go to, Kaleem? What stall?
Food? I'm gonna go for the food. I haven't eaten in ages. I want food.
Okay, which of the stalls you just... Okay, I set up a whole thing. Kaleem goes and finds a sandwich. You find a sandwich. Now, which of the vendors are you going to go to? Your empathy's good. I mean, each one is based off one of the stats, so I'd recommend going to the ones you're best in.
Empathy. I'm gonna go with empathy.
Okay, so you sort of move over towards empathy. Lady Isolde is going to stick with you. She goes, I've already got a ticket, but I'm not leaving a kid to wander around alone. Plus, I'm rooting for you. You can see the world. This is amazing. Come on, let's go. And she sort of takes you by the hand and pulls you along. It's so easy to abduct a child in Mensolum.
My forever
Doesn't give me ideas.
What? No, not again. Bobby, where are you going?
No,
which stall was it that had the enduring?
Right in the middle, you see that the fountain in the center of the town square is like the water in the center is frozen solid, and you can see this semi-naked dude who's wearing sort of like brief trousers have only recently been invented in Mensolum because it's based around the Napoleonic era. So he's wearing what's called breeches with a pair of suspenders over his shoulders and a sort of a loose open shirt, and he's standing in this ice cold water, and he's sort of going, I was there in the river Blossom with the white vines wrapping around my ankles, and it was so cold. They thought I was already dead. And so I learned to stick with the cold, to stay in it, to fight in it. Look upon me, my friends. This frozen water means nothing to me. So, and he sort of steps out and shakes off his feet. Who can do what I, the Iceman, can do? And bathe in the freezing waters. Make a perception check, Wobby, which would be senses for me. I'm just going to go put a drink in between.
Senses and a check. Oh, I mean, on the bright side, I don't think Christopher would have the attention span to actually like notice what he said. I feel like he would just walk into the pool by accident to listen to what he was saying.
What did you roll out of interest?
I rolled 13.
13, okay. Go on, Sean.
I don't think any of our characters are going to make it on the ship. I think we're all dead.
Hope not. On the 13, as he shakes his foot, it's weird. His big toe sort of flops slightly. Almost as though he's wearing skin-toned socks. So, as you sort of push and walk into the centre of this ice, he goes, "My God, somebody has already taken us up upon our challenge." And you see him sort of like freeze as you just walk in. And he goes, "Are you, son?" And you feel the ice just crystalline around your feet, and you, as it shocks your system, as you just breathe in and the air is driven into your lungs. This is frozen water. We're talking sub-hot. Yes, I will. We're talking extreme, like, cold. And he goes, "Okay, I'm starting my chronometer." And he grabs a pocket watch and pings it, and it begins to... And he goes, "If you can last a full minute, you win, son. You win." So, Wobby, I need you to make an endurance check for me.
Alright, so how the hell did I roll it with my 8?
It does it automatically. That's where the effects stuff that we've done comes in.
Okay, so you just click on endurance and then roll.
Just click it and it'll automatically come up. See?
Perfect.
Okay. 14! Just passes. You... Cold, so cold. Your feet begin to crust as you feel the frost spread. Oh, you never did pick a specialization, by the way, your 4th one. And he goes, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. And I would like you to make another endurance check. However, I'm going to give you what's called Decay 1. So that means instead of a D8, you need to go down to a D6. So go on Effects on your character sheet. Press the little X next to D8, disable it, and then enable D6. And then after you've made the check, re-enable it. This is the bit that I couldn't automate because it's a bit too janky. So sadly, when we do Enhance and Decay, this is how we're going to have to do it, you see.
Yeah, so statistic boost, endurance, so cross out the...
So press the little click, yep, that'll make it an inactive effect. And then go down to Endurance D6 and click it.
Sneakily adds a D12.
I can see it. Alright, and then click Endurance. There you go, and then reset it for me. Because otherwise it's going to be a bitch. On a 13, you do pass though, as your whole body begins to ease up. You see your feet begin to split, and little worms begin to scrap around your toes, and you feel heat as your body naturally reacts, your mutation beginning to flow. But the chap doesn't see. I'm actually going to roll for a human commoner. Hang on. We'll make it a DN 15. Doesn't see, and he goes, 10, 9, and you see a crowd has begun to form as the frost is literally moving up your legs. And Lady Isolde looks over from where she's guiding Perseus and goes, "Oh, go on, Christopher. My God, look, Perse, he's about to do it. 10, 9, 8. Your teeth are chattering. You were born in the smog, and Predoland is a lush, like, mushroomy, foresty nation. This is so cold." And then the guy goes, 1 minute, and pushes you out of the water, and there's a shattering as you realise the ice has frozen around your legs, and you stagger to the side, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen," reaches down, takes you by the hand, and goes, "Oh, fuck, you're cold. I mean, I don't feel it," and raises up your hand and goes, "We have our first ticket winner." "Oh, where is it? It's on me." And he pats down his pocket and then reaches in and he goes, and he whips it out of his pocket and hands it to you, palms it to you in your hand. "Congratulations, son. Congratulations. What are you going to do on the Geldington?"
"I'm going to make jambalaya."
"What's a jambalaya? Or is she a woman? Are you in love, son?"
"Are you?"
"Yes."
Pucker up.
Yes.
Make an appeal check. DN 18. Oh, sorry, TN, toughness number. Legally distinct.
Damn.
He goes, no. I am in love with for Christine, everybody! And holds your hand up and sort of pushes you away and he goes, right, now I didn't fucking charge you for that, now sod off.
Will do, Mr. Boston, and he will fucking do a penguin walk with his frozen legs.
Scooby-Doo style.
Like, so get out of here.
Scoob.
Like Scoob.
You sort of move away. You move over towards Lady Isolde, who goes, amazing, Christopher! You're coming on the Geldington!
Robot?
Yeah! The airship! Oh, come on, darling. And she sort of grabs a coat from nearby, and the guy goes, oh, and she just flicks some coin at him and puts it round you. Come on, Perseus is about to do something cool. Watch this. Kaleem, you went to empathy, didn't you?
Yes.
Cool. So, you sort of step forwards, and unknowingly you step through like a salt ring on the ground. And you see a large, rotund gentleman. Not as big as Lord Geldington, but certainly a heavyweight, shall we say. Who's got a long sort of Fu Manchu in the Kingstownian style, but is clearly not from Kingstown. He has no Asian look to him. But he's like a white man in Asian cosplay, shall we say, with the hair and the facial hair. But he's wearing a huge stove hat, and he has next to him what looks to be a massive crate with a tarp over it. And he goes, a fine lad has entered the room. Echoing like someone to the side has a megahorn going, the ring, the ring, the ring. And you realise you've stepped into the ring.
Oh no. 7 days.
I think he might be in the ring.
Immediately the crowd begins to form. You see a young man goes, it ain't right, he's just a kid. And this man goes, it does not matter who or what age they are. It is a matter of will, of spirit, of strength, of one's soul to look into the face of fear and to emerge unblinking. My boy, you have the bravery of a bastionite, the stones of a Stonelander, and the balls of a Greymillion. What's your name, son?
Purse?
Purse? It's a stupid name. His name is Frasher, everybody! So immediately like, Frasher, oh my god, it's Frasher. And a few sort of whispers go around. And as you sort of says his name is Frasher, there's a... and that crate shakes violently.
Is that a puppy?
No.
Oh.
So, are you ready, son? You're a brave man stepping up like this.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of begins to go to the crate and he goes, it took me a long time to acquire this creature. This demon from another world. We know them as Kaijia Kin. The creatures of the next world. But not all are as debonair and as charming as Mr. Sludge over there, and he gestures to Sludge. Many are feral monsters. Creatures that haunt the never space. Creatures that will tear you apart as quick as look at you. I acquired this one from the hovels of Amorlux, where it had been dumped by an old friend of mine. But my dear friend Elijah has no need of them now. And so, Sorry. I must stress, you're going to need to be brave, to empathize, to look it into the eye, and make it know you as a friend. Essentially, Clean, you're going to be making an animal handling check, right?
Oh, okay.
Which is based off your empathy. And he moves over to the crate, which is now violently shaking. And he goes, I've dosed him up so he's slightly more docile for everybody's safety. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a feared monster. Litwick crippled. And he brings the cage off as this disgusting spawn-like creature grips onto the cage and begins shaking the bars. It's dripping with this white cream that molds out of its skin. It smells of smegma in the morning, left unattended for weeks. One of its eyes is blind, where you can see it's been frozen over. One of its arms is a bloody stump with frostbite going up to the shoulder. And it grabs the bars of the cage and... And you see the chap goes and just starts whipping it with a heavy horsehair whip. It staggers back, but its blood spurts on the ground where it bubbles.
Was that a version of this? Wait, wasn't that a version of this thing that's
a Cornish pixie?
Especially Cornish pixies.
He whips the side of the cage open and it sprints towards you, Perseus. What are you going to do?
I get a half of...
I sadly can't give him negative to appeal, but here we are.
I give him the other half of my uneaten sandwich.
Yeah. As it lunges towards you, you stab forwards with a baguette and it...
Get on my level.
It spits to the sides, limping slightly. Monsieur, me kill. Master lets me kill if I make it entertaining. And then... Food?
I give him sandwich. Food?
Make an empathy check for me. I have saved this token since that campaign, purely for this.
I just want to say you did resurrect him
And he's appeared in several 10FX Dream Nightmares, yeah. Don't forget the horde of Clitlicks that existed. Oh, that's a rough line. He goes, it's all food, and slaps the baguette to the side and is going to go for you. Going to make an attack. I need a knife. Hang on. He brings out a little fucking shank and is going to try and gut stab you. Where's my items?
I could literally die here.
Yes. Yes, you could. I'm not denying.
I'm trying to kill a child.
That is 100 session 1 we kill the kid.
Serves you right, boy.
Yarr.
That is a 3 to hit. Sadly, does not hit. So he goes to stab you, and you hear the knife hits the ground. What do? Does you sort of slip to the side?
Can I? I want
your toes. I'm gonna eat the stuff I find underneath the nails.
Can I do a specialization recognizing signs of neglect?
Yes, you can. Yeah, roll me a wisdom check with specialization. So what you need to do, Klim, what do you have in wisdom? A D2. Roll a wisdom check and then roll another D2 on top. Actually, I'll just roll it for you.
Okay.
So roll me a wisdom check and add 1 to the result. And that is burnt a use of your wisdom specialization until the next full rest. Thankfully, you only have the 1 wisdom specialization. 11 to a 12. What do you intend to say or do? Yes, this is a neglected creature. It looks fucking horrific. As you're sort of backing up from it, it goes and spits a wob of like this sort of chunky matter on the ground, and it looks up at you and goes, "Humble."
Could I might have. Do I have like a little coat on me or something?
Yeah, you can have a little blazer. Yeah, you look like the Artful Dodger, I'd say.
I give him my little blazer to wear.
Make another empathy check.
11.
11. He sort of takes the coat and it's sticky and it's like against his skin and he soft, warm, lick warm.
Wait. He's gonna go to like the side and like get a hat.
You're not allowed to leave the ring. As you begin to leave the ring, the ringmaster raises the whip. Clitlick sort of moves cautiously. You take off your little Tommy Shelby cap and put on Clitlick's head. Make me another empathy check. DN's going to be lower now. It's just an 8. Boy, nice to Clitlick.
A 9.
Clitlick, friend. Looks over towards the ringmaster. This one. And the ringmaster goes, and there you have it, folks. Bravery and compassion in the face of monstrous degeneracy. Don't take that coat back, lad. You don't want it. But what you do want, and he brings out his waistcoat, is a golden ticket. I think we all agree this is a worthy winner. And the crowd of little applause. That's good. And he goes, all right, kid. Now, make sure you tell your parents where you're going, yeah? And places it in your hand.
Can I have my new friend to come with me?
No, he's my property. And he goes, take that off, that's people clothing. And he takes the jacket off Clitlick and kicks him back into the cage.
Wait,
Lady Assault sort of just moves forwards and sort of pulls you away and goes, not now. It won't help.
Okay.
Why am I babysitting? Oh, well, it's fun. I don't have kids. Right, let's go find the others, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
And she sort of moves across and she goes, oh, look, it looks like Gluckclog's going to do a bit of fighting. You boys go and watch. And she sort of looks out over this way. Make a census check, all of you.
Wait, can I do a little mind trickery? Can I insight her?
Yeah, you can make an insight if you want. Using your insight ability from being a psychic, or just want to get an insight check. Okay, so your ability for being a psychic, Kaleem, forces them to make a wisdom or sanity save, which then gives you immediate intentions, emotional state, or anything they're thinking about. You then need to roll a sanity save or suffer echo bleed, which means that you start to lose your own thoughts in the thoughts of other people. So I will roll let's go with a sanity for her. So she got a 5, so you're able to get her thoughts. Now, Kaleem, you need to roll me a wisdom check. Oh, sorry, a sanity check, please.
Senses, spark, there's sanity. Nice.
I'm afraid on a fail, you slip into her mind and she goes, I just feel like I need to keep that kid safe. There's his dad, let's go head them off. And you see her moving towards a man you recognize as your father who's pushing through the crowd. And he goes, have you seen a boy anywhere? About this tall, jumpy little shit. And she goes, yes, I saw him actually a little while ago. Is this Perse? And he goes, Perseus, 13th son. She goes, yes, I know Perseus. He's back down towards Milton sort of way. I heard him say something about getting the locomotive to Godsclare. And she just lies to your father, like instinctively. And he goes, Godsclare? Bastards. Oh, fine. And he turns and stalks away.
Like, upon hearing it, like, hearing that she's seen his dad, he's literally gone and hide, like, underneath something.
Yep, you sort of hide underneath. We'll come to that in a second, because as you fail your sanity save, you now have decay 2 on all wisdom saves for the next hour or so. So you will go down to disadvantage on all wisdom saves. And lose your D2. But more importantly, as you slip into her mind slips into yours. And as you sort of duck underneath this cart, you hear, "I train you to feed fish. Dancing in the moonlight." And you get an image of her drowning, vomit water, and then her head is gripped from behind by a hand that's clammy with wet skin, and it grips her by the hair, tearing chunks out as it pulls her back under the water. And as you keel over under this cart, curling into the fetal position, and you puke salt onto your lips. Anyway.
I'm just gonna go into fetal.
Okay.
I'm just featuring up. I have no words, and also, Bob, I didn't hear most of that because you might.
Oh, fuck's sake! Did it come through for everyone else?
Not really. I got a lot of.
So as Kaleem's mind slipped into Lady Isolde's, he heard her surface thoughts, and then her mind sort of went back into his, and he got this vision of her being dragged underwater. Clammy hands pulling on her hair, ripping chunks out as she is dragged down into the waves. Not a nice image. And as Kaleem's psychic residue has rebounded, as it has rebounded, he has puked salt water out of his mouth and onto the ground.
Okay.
Which brings us to Liam. Liam, you go into this fighting ring where I'm going to introduce Charles's character. A lady has already won a golden ticket. You see she's got, like, do you know, is it Weapon X, the female Wolverine with the nails that turn into, like, talons?
Lady Deathstrike.
That's the one. She's like that. And they retreat back into her fingers as she sort of takes up this pose and she goes, "Well, I guess I'm a winner." And sort of steps to the side just to give Charles's character a bit of a sight here for a moment.
Who was that wench?
As you sort of step into the ring, Gluck Glug, you see a gentleman steps up and goes, "Right, who's it going to be?" And you see that fighting in the ring with his sleeves rolled up, carrying a heavy cutlass, is, what's his name? Mr. Sludge.
A challenge from a fellow brother.
Finally, a challenge.
I didn't want to break one of the normal homos.
Killing the homos is what we're here to do, brother.
I can't take that seriously. I will try. But
we can just call them humans, if you...
No, I will adapt. We will adapt and overcome.
Hey, at least I'm not homophobic, you know? It's inclusivity, Liam.
Please, it makes it so much better if you are.
God, you're kinky.
He will. Gluck Glug will draw out his trench axe. I believe a show is needed to be put on, and I am dying to show you how Bastion will do it.
Well, you are. Just don't wound me sailing arm, you know. So we're not going to go into a full combat, Liam. That will come later. Probably next session at this rate. But he draws his boarding blade, and we will roll off basic agility initiative. So just to do a turn order rather than because obviously in initiative you have different types of initiative. You can take different actions. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do who goes first. So just roll me a D20. Let's make it a D&D roll. Roll me a D20.
I can't. For some reason, the dice module isn't installed for me.
No, it isn't installed because I haven't got it on there, but typing should work.
No.
It's fine. I will roll it for you. So Mr. Sludge got a 9. Slash roll 1d20. I really hope we're enjoying. I'm afraid you got a 1.
Oh, get fucked.
So he goes, fine, but Bastion should always be aware. And he steps forwards, goes into a high-hanging guard, full Moulinet from the Polish Saber Manual, goes straight towards your neck. Let's go. So we are in melee combat, which means we do not use your evasion class for the attack roll. That's for ranged combat, right? By the way, do you have anything in agility? I don't think you do.
No.
No. Your evasion class, in that case, is just 11 for light armor. However, your melee class is based off of your dueling instead of your agility, right? Because you're not trying to dodge, you're fencing. Your dueling is a D4, which means your melee class is a 12, because it's half. And you are wearing light armor, I believe. You're in a greatcoat, which gives you a further +1. So 13 to hit you. He lunges forwards. $15 hits. Deals 3 points of damage. Do you want me to break down how combat works? Like, just to break down this roll for you? So, sure. He's rolled 2d10 against your evasion class and has succeeded on a 15. The weapon he is using, basically, in order to... Every weapon has a damage stat, and then has what's called the overwhelm die. So, for example, a musket has an overwhelm of 3d8. The damage is per 4+ you roll on the overwhelm die, you deal that much damage. So here, he's wielding a boarding blade, basically a cutlass. It's only one overwhelm die, which is a d12, so it's very likely to wound. Think of it like a wound roll in 40k. And when he does wound, he deals 3 damage, because it has a damage of 3. You see? So that's why you've taken 3 points of damage. Now the choice here, does that make sense?
Yes, for the most part. But it's more adapting for me than making sense.
So think of it this way: you attack, which is we'll do it in your turn in a second when you roll yourself. Your attack roll is your hit roll. You're trying to beat the evasion class, and then you roll your overwhelm die to see how much damage you deal. So for every 4 up, you apply X damage, be it 1, 2, or 3. Some guns are like, so the stronger the weapon, the higher the overwhelm die, but something like a great axe that's really easy to wound with, i.e. it's a d12, only gets 1 dice. Whereas something like a Gatling gun has a shit ton of d4s. Make sense?
Okie dokie.
And then you'll see in the weapon stats that there are little special rules. So for example, I now need you to make me a endurance test, because he has the batter down trait on a boarding blade. So the TN is 10 plus the adept total for him, which is, give me a second. 18 to beat.
I'm not beating that.
No, so you are not. Where have all my conditions gone? What the hell?
I ate them. I was hungry.
No, this is bad. There should be conditions like that, you see. I made custom...
Under effect. So what is it that you want?
It's more just like when I right-click, they should come up. Please tell me it's kept... No! Oh, please tell me. Oh, it's reset all the icons. I made all... Wait, no, so staggered for... Okay, so staggered's there. God damn it, it's reset all my conditions. I'll have to do that another time. So you have been knocked prone. So I'll just do that. Which is why does that make you blind? I'm just gonna do. There you go. That you're not paralyzed, but that's a D&D Beyond being annoying situation. They've updated and reset. I made icons for all the conditions. So he knocks you prone as he swings the sword. It cracks into you, and you stagger back, and you slip and hit the ground. Now the question, Liam, is you've taken 3 points of damage, right?
Huh?
You've taken 3 points of damage, yeah?
Yeah.
So, I need to check some abilities here. You have the Bred for War, which, means you roll twice for initiative in actual combat, which is good. But more importantly, if you look at your inventory, and you can all do this, do you see your equipped armor? I believe you have a greatcoat.
Yes.
You see it has charges, 8 out of 8.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, when you take damage from any source, which is not... Oh no, even from Somnic. Instead of taking the damage, you can spend charges of your armor on a 1-to-1 basis. And that's how armor works in this system. So, the better the armor, the more charges you get, the more it fucks with your evasion class. There's combat actions to patch up your armor. Once a charge has been spent, it cannot be gotten back unless you repair it in downtime. Make sense?
Okie dokie.
So you have 8 charges to your greatcoat. If you wish, you could lower them to 5. Oh, and when armor is gone, it's gone. It's useless. You gain no benefit from it whatsoever. So you have 8. You could drop it to 5 and not take the damage instead.
I'll drop it to 5. Fuck it, why not?
Okay, and I'll put your health back up to 9. So, as he sort of lunges forwards, your armor takes the brunt of the damage for you. There's a clang as the metal plates woven into it hit. Good thing too, because had you been wounded, everyone who could see would have taken a point of fear. I am going to up the... not yet, actually. Right, your turn, Liam.
Right. If I'm prone, I can't really do anything, can I?
No, let me check the prone condition for you. Unga bunga unga boo. That's not on here. It's not that you can't do anything, I just believe it fucks with you. When a prone character may only move 1/3 of their move characteristic unless they use the fast action to stand up. While under the prone condition, you gain the benefit of light cover, so +1 to your evasion class. They cannot stagger or hunker down, but you can still act normally. However, you make dueling, might, and spark checks with decay 2, but you can just stand up as a fast action.
I'll just stand up.
That's good. Slow action to attack.
I'm going to tackle him to the ground.
Respect it. Go for it. Yeah, you're right. So you're going to tackle him to the ground. It's going to be an opposed might check in order to do that. Good roll. 15 for you. $12 on him.
12.
As he hits you with the sword, you stumble down, and then with you kick off the ground, take him around the waist, and slam him down, and you're both on the ground. Alright, on the ground he goes, and he tries to twist and bite into you. So he's going to go might as well against your evasion class. 7 misses, his jaws snap like a snapping turtle above your head. Over to you, Liam.
I am going to go knockout punch.
That's your specialization, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you have in might? A D6. What I need you to do is go onto your effects, inactive effects. Don't deactivate the D6. Activate the D2 and the D4 as well, and then roll me a might check.
On the might.
Yep, on might. So specialization means you roll all of the dice on your...
So, D2 and D4.
Yep, because then you'll also get the D6. And it will roll all of them. Pardon me.
13.
13 hits him. So, I'm going to make an endurance for him. Please, Liam, please describe.
As Glog tackles him to the ground, it has been an honor, but you will not take this day. And he will punch him square in the snooting shit and feel the little bit of a crack going on.
Oh.
It's not aimed to kill. It is just, I've broken this bitch's snooter booper. As
you pummel him and his a few teeth come loose, he goes, and he stands up with a grin and sort of helps you to your feet, wiping the blood from his mouth. Son of Bastion. Oh, that's more like it. None of this fancy crap. Invitatus. It won't, son. And he takes you by the hand and you feel him press a ticket into the palm of your hand.
Glog would give him the warrior's salute and just bow his head. Finally, some of these homos just don't know how to fucking fight.
If there's one thing in life I've learned, I love beating homos. You've got to stop with this joke.
You started it.
I know.
Get used to it.
No, we will stop that joke. But he palms the ticket into your hand and he goes, "Governance, and welcome aboard my ship." All right. Any more for any more? Sean, where were you going?
Spark, I believe, was what I went with.
Over here.
I'm going to the Daka range.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I had an artwork of these ones and I fucking forgot to use it. You retard, Bob. Here, have a look. Oh my god, yay! Cool artwork. Oh, it's black. Hang on. Yay, cool artwork. Oh my god. I had scenic stuff set for you.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Oh, it's black.
The screen.
It's black again.
Damn. So we come to this where a gentleman is sort of surrounded, and you can see he's got like a glass cabinet where he goes, line up, everybody, young and old, boys and girls, everybody, line up. I have here something extraordinary. Indeed, my friends. Please, hats off, everybody, hats off. You see a few people take their hats off. It is a Fulgur shot. And whispers go around and he holds up the musket. An early predator mark, if I say so myself. Now it is a simple game that I want y'all to play. Simply line up. And you can see he's got a machine behind him that's like the classic arcade target practice with little metal, what look to be kind of like gorillas with long sort of tendrils that come out the back of their heads. These are the dreaded Gigans. Now who can pop a Gigan? Shoot 'em before you can. Who here wants to test their metal?
Give it a go.
All right, man. Step up. Where you from, lad?
That away.
All right.
I tell him absolutely not. I don't want him.
All right, we have a mystery man on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And you see like a few of the ladies go, and fan themselves. We're in that era, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to Steampunk, motherfucker. And he goes, now, hold on. Let me get this thing going. And he sort of moves to the side, and you see he gets like a heavy crank where he starts cranking it, and the metal targets begin to shift and move. And he goes, how hard do you want it?
Elaborate, please?
What difficulty? I can go pretty quick.
Let's go pretty quick, so.
Alright. He puts his boot up on a bench and he goes, whoo! That's flanking it as hard as he can, and the metal targets. And you raise the spark. Roll me a spark arms test. In fact, I will put a human civilian down as the target. God help us. And I will add a Predator to Rothson Road Rage. So, if you would like to target the human civilian, and then resolve a ranged attack with the Rothson. So just click on the dice in your inventory.
Okay. Inventory. With the Rothson, yeah?
Yes, please, because you're using the arcade gun.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, it's all automated. Okay, so you can see all the stats came up. There you go, you hit! And you can see how it did 4d6. 2 of them were higher than a 4, so you did 4 damage, because it's 2 damage a pop. You see how that worked? So you... And a bolt of lightning strikes into one of the Geigen targets, and it detonates with a like really shitty megaphone blares victory music, and confetti bursts. You drop the geomancy chamber, opening the barrel as you load another lead bullet in, ping it back up. This gun is definitely a little weighted in the sense of it as what's the word?
It's rigged.
It's a little rigged, but you've adjusted for that. And you can see as you make the shot, the guy goes, "My goodness, what a sharpshooter, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be sure to give him a hand. Come on, let's hope that wasn't beginner's luck." Clearly expecting you to fail if you would like to try again. He sort of starts to rank the speed up again, trying to make it a little hard for you.
If I do an aimed shot, would that matter?
We could do, but same with Liam. I'm not using the combat actions right now. Just for the sake of... This isn't combat, because when we get to combat, I want to do it properly and go through everything with you all.
Sure.
This is more just to get used to the system. Yeah, please.
Yeah. I just wanted to embarrass the fucker.
Absolutely. It's a shame we haven't been able to get any salvation yet, because you could use that. Another... This time the shot goes slightly wide and hits the back of the arcade machine. And he goes, "Oh no, what a shame. That's a real one. I'm afraid we're going to have to..." "I'm sorry." And you see a couple of cogs are pressed into his hand as Lady Isolde, with the other members of the party in tow, goes, "One more shot for 2 cogs," and hands it to him. And he goes, "Take another shot, go on."
I load up and fire again.
Yeah. Obviously, in an actual combat, I believe you only get 1 shot in a Rothson before you have to take a slow action to reload. What we got? 14, that's a hit. 4 more damage. There's another crack, and this time the lightning bolt takes out the back of the arcade machine, which winds down as he sort of holds on and goes, "Ah!" as he pulls his shoulder against the what's it called? Against the wheel he was turning, and he goes, "Ah, fine. Well-earned ticket, I suppose. How the hell did you shoot like that?" And he hands you a ticket. "How do you fire like that?"
Practice?
"Shouldn't be able to handle that." And he takes the gun off of you. "Could have sworn I had this thing bloody hacked." And sort of steps away, getting annoyed. So, as that's all gone...
kind of go, oh, by the way, there's something wrong with that. It's a bit weighted this direction.
He looks at you and he goes, really?
Yeah, you should look into that.
He mutters some stuff under his breath that is definitely not child-friendly. As he does that, Isolde immediately bristles, is the only word I can use to describe it. You see her go and sort of freezes in place. Do you hear that?
Hear what exactly?
She sort of looks a bit frowned and then looks around. She goes, Tenebrae, everyone, come on. And you realise there's this cold that has begun to fall across the spire. Despite the fact that it is still a party going on, there is this feeling of dread. And as you I'd like you all to make senses checks for me.
Senses.
No, that one.
17, 14. Christopher, unaware of anything happening. Same with Bastion. But you see where the eye line is going from Lady Isolde. And emerging at the top of the map up here, Perseus, you'd be with the party as well, having returned from hiding. You see people are parting as a figure is beginning to push through the crowd. Wobby's going to recognise this, but not for the right reasons. In a heavy armoured greatcoat and a wide-brimmed hat, a long bone plague doctor mask with a suit underneath with woven citrine and armour. This figure pushes through the crowd and people just part for them. A pair of daggers are at their hip, and a long, slender-barreled Fulgur shot is across their back. Lady Isolde goes, Tenebrae, we need to go. Soul-cracked hunters, witch hunters. To go. Come on. And she takes Perseus by the hand and starts to pull him away. What do you want to do, team? This figure has started to put a bit of a dampener on the party.
I'm going to immediately hide behind the lady.
Make a senses check as you do kill him.
Russ.
Oh damn! I got a 20.
Double. That's a crit. You gain a point of salvation as a party. This is the resource you can spend to gain buffs and stuff. It's on the quick ref. As you start to slip away, Perseus, your mind glimpses against this Tenebrae's mind. And there is nothing. Just an empty void that terrifies you. And I'm going to up the threat level by 3.
I'm just going to hold on to her hand tightly. And does my fear increases up to 2?
No, it won't increase. Your fear is okay, but I would like you to make a courage check for me. Oh, hang on. Actually, I can do it for you automatically. Hang on. I have a macro. Because I have a thing that will automate it. Hang on. If I edit macro, if I send this in the chat, it should work. So copy and paste that into your macro bar and give it a go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is the shit I've been having to learn, Wobby. This is coding. Copy and paste. Okay, I'll just do it, don't worry. Basically, all that is the code for roll a courage check, get the fear level of the character who's selected, is there a threat level, add it to the fear check, da 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 da. basically, if so, roll. So, I'll roll it for you. There you go. On a 7, Kaleem, you with the fear 1 and the threat level 3 added, you are able to control thyself. You shudder as a ripple of cold goes over your back. And this Tenebrae moves forwards. What's everyone else doing?
I keep an eye on him?
Even in Bastion, you will have heard of Tenebrae. Witch hunters, null warriors, those who have had their dreams surgically removed.
Glug will he will stand in front of the children just with his arms crossed, just to try and appear as hench as possible.
The Tenebrae clocks.
Doesn't give a shit.
The Tenebrae clocks your sort of opposition, your immediate threat, and its head tilts, and it slips towards you.
There is nothing for you here, witch hunter.
That is for me to decide. I seek a soul cracked, a somnimancer without training, perhaps a psychic, someone who dabbles in the ether. Why do you oppose me, son of Kaishan?
I oppose your disturbance to this lovely event. Do what you do and do not interfere with us.
I am an officer of the law. I am an void-born son of smog. I go where the mist beckons me.
Then go where it beckons you, because surely it cannot be with us.
Nothing is for sure. Everything is sublime. But I sense you are not who I seek. Mind your attitude, lizard.
It is minded.
He just walks off. His cloak fades around him. Eventually you are ushered towards the loading docks, where... Oh, your tokens are already on the map. Please place yourselves around the map. Your tokens are already here. It's just where you wish to be. So this is away from the main parade. This is the loading docks are now beginning to, you're beginning to... what's the word? Get ready to go on the ship. You can see there's a small shuttle ready to take you onto the ship. Your dad is not there, Kaleem. The Tenebrae will be sort of centerfold, I reckon. I'm going to put him there. A couple of security guards. There's a couple of feudsmen around. And as this Tenebrae sort of moves through, the crowd begins to move with. People are incredibly nervous. The Tenebrae have the right to find and execute anyone they find to be a soul cracked who's unsanctioned. Say again, Sean? Sean? So, as this Tenebrae makes it to the center, he's just about to reach Perseus. And his head tilts towards Perseus, where Isolde is trying to pull Perseus away from the Tenebrae. And his eyes, literally behind the gas mask, his eyes ignite. A burning white phosphorus as he goes,
You still. I have questions.
And he begins to push through the crowd, and Isolde goes, Perse, run! Get on the ship! And sprints. As that happens, there's a hiss, cluck, and a lightning bolt strikes the Tenebrae in the chest, sending him skidding backwards. He goes, "Gah!"
Infants, who?
And as that happens, you see that figure from before with the red bandana pulled over his mouth. "We fight for the true revolution! Equilibriate! Now is the time!" And you see several people, the barman from earlier, the scam artist in the vendor, all pull on red face masks. Guns are pulled. You see the sights are suddenly fixed on the rifle that you used briefly, Sean. As you see Equilibriate, a known terrorist organization, breaks into the crowd and gunfire erupts. That's where we're going to pick up next week.
Cool.
As you have to fight your way to the Geldington, as there is a stampede to handle. So, thank you so much.
We can shoot terrorists next
Yes, you can shoot terrorists next week. We'll go in. This is what I want. We're going into a full combat. Ooh, so, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my players for being amazing. This has been the first ever session of the Memories of Mensolum RPG system. So, thank you all so much for watching. Novo, if you're still there, pleasure as always. There you are. Thanks, man. We're so fucking hyped. I'm so hyped. It's going to be awesome. We will be back next Tuesday with the next episode where we are fighting our way to the Geldington and embarking on adventures awaiting. For now, we've been TattletalesRPG, where the table may be virtual, but you are most certainly welcome at it. Bye for now.
Burn with that sort of anger, the sort you better leave behind. The faceless metal man, you better hide. Didn't do me much good, but you might as well try. He's got no eyes, he's got no soul, the faceless metal man. Coming, the faceless metal man.